Yo, what's going down, film fans? Your favorite neighborhood reviewer is coming in hot, no pun intended, with my review for Flamin' Hot. Now, this right here is a true story of Richard Montañez, who went from a janitor at the Frito-Lay factory to executive status when he came up with one of the most popular snack food flavors of all time. Now, this movie stars Jesse Garcia and Annie Gonzalez, and it actually sees Eva Longoria going from her most well-known role as a desperate housewife to, in my opinion, a phenomenal director behind the lens. Now, let me address for a second this based on true events or true story swag. We have seen a ton of these movies in the past decade or more. I mean, we're talking about The Social Network, Captain Phillips, Lone Survivor. Damn, Steve Jobs had two of them. Straight Outta Compton, Patriots Day, Deepwater Horizon, Captain America Civil War, Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man, and shit, even a Cocaine Bear has a movie. The list goes on and on. And the awesome thing about films like this is we get an opportunity to see somebody else's life and times through their own eyes, adding a whole nother level, understanding, and perspective of that person, they art, or that event that jumped off. Some of that behind the scenes hustle of some of our most well-known and influential creators and what they maybe had to endure in order to get their goals accomplished, which in turn usually is gonna inspire us, the audience, to kind of get out there and accomplish our own greatness. Regardless of whatever that thing is that these movies usually happen to be talking about, the stories of how they actually came to fruition usually turn out to be pretty entertaining. Now, this film in particular for your homie right here was a little bit more than just entertaining, especially when I kind of look and compare it to films that came before. This movie right here addresses poverty and racism in America towards the Mexican-American community. It addresses the struggle for people to find work and be able to support their families during the Reaganomics era, which of course inevitably is going to lead to that inner struggle between men and women in those communities trying to figure out how they're going to make a dollar. Is it going to be with a job if they can get one? Or is it going to be on the streets? They got to support their family one way or the other. And that's kind of where we pick up with Richard Montañez, right? This guy, he's got his family, he's trying to do right by them, but unfortunately, he's just not really catching a break. Through a series of conversations, trial and errors, bad resumes, interviews, job applications, you name it, this man is able to hustle his way into an interview and land a job at the Frito-Lay company. We're following Richard as he's learning about the people that he works with, the politics in this particular work setting, and how those politics pertain to you if you're brown. Fast forward a little bit, when this guy finally discovers the flavor that is gonna change and revolutionize snack foods forever, phone calls are made, meetings are had, the energy in the room begins to rise, the music swells, we're throwing our hands up like it's all good and we about to win, baby. All of a sudden we see that there's a flag on the play, shit's getting called back, and now there's a whole bunch of huge obstacles that this man has to jump over that technically he's not 100% qualified for. And now we are watching this man persevere through the struggle. Now, it's during this time that the movie becomes more inspiring than I had even imagined it would be. And the reason why is because, like I said at the top, we got a lot of racial bias amongst people towards the Mexican-American community. So there are a bunch of people that he works with that are downplaying everything that this man is trying to do pretty much from day one. But in this time, they actually see that he's onto something. So the inspiring aspect is no matter what these people were saying to him before, they start backing him up because they wanted to see him win, and they also knew at the same time, yo, let's put our little biases aside, or let's put our little opinions aside, because in the end of the day, a rising tide raises all ship. Everybody at this Frito-Lay plant needed help, and they saw him as the savior of the plant, and that was awesome to see portrayed on screen. And the rest is pretty much history. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't want to give too many details of this man's story away. I really encourage y'all to check this movie out. It's on Disney+, it's on Hulu right now, but you need to watch it for the finer details so you can really grasp the concept and the weight of this man's journey. This movie was wonderfully written by Louis Kolick and Linda Yvette Chavez and masterfully directed, in my opinion, by Eva Longoria. Damn, who knew? The way this movie is playing out through just visuals, facial expressions, emotions that you can see portrayed in the mannerisms of the characters, and like no dialogue at times, plus those humorous hypotheticals, you know what I'm talking about, like when a character's like, here's what I should have did, they let that play out, and then they cut back and they're like, but here's how it really happened. Yo, I'm telling you right now, that shit was hella funny, kills me every time it jumps off in this film. Another thing that this movie was great at was the way that the writing and directing was able to layer and lay out breadcrumbs all the way through the film for every single emotional beat. Whether it was an emotional beat of anger, frustration, happiness, or sadness, the movie lays everything out so perfectly, so seamlessly, that you're not really sure when those emotional beats are going to come up, but when they do come up, they hit so hard because you saw all those breadcrumbs leading up to it, and everything that the characters do, how they react, how they respond, makes perfect sense. Jesse and Annie were outstanding playing this real life couple, and the chemistry that they had with the kids and the family and everybody else was great as well. I really believed what this family was about, what they were going through, the struggle and the hustle, and loved to see them succeed in the end. On an acting level, while I thought everyone in this film was definitely on their A game, I gotta give major props to our main character, Jesse, playing Richard. This dude was phenomenal. Yo, he had me rolling, laughing at one point, he had me crying at another point, and he had me super inspired on another point. This guy was so great at this character. The other aspect that I loved about Richard's story is the fact that this man is not a high school graduate, right? He's getting all this success straight about the mud. We see him go from the streets to the workplace, talking to people he's not supposed to talk to, really stretching and reaching and putting himself outside of his comfort zone to learn from other people. And I think that that's something great to see in a true story based movie of today, because a lot of the times it don't look like that. It's either an athlete who just has natural gifts and ability and we're just seeing them on their journey, or it is someone that's super smart and they're on their way to genius status, creating, this chip or this computer or whatever it may be. And while that's all well and good, this dude is literally starting from scratch. He don't got nothing. He don't have that education. He don't have that athletic ability. He's going from one place, the gutter, to executive level. And to see that portrayed and see him humbled throughout these situations was what makes this film so special and so different. Also, before I get up out of here, I want to say to all of y'all out there who say that there are no new movie ideas and they're only doing existing properties, here you go. For those of y'all out there who want representation, here you go. This is a movie that is positive, represented, primarily Hispanic cast. This is your opportunity to support by watching it, showing them that you're streaming it and things of this nature, a movie that is different than what you've ever seen before. All right, y'all. Now, with all that being said, I hope I enticed you enough to want to go check this movie out. And if you do, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of it. Your homie, Jay Greene, I'm out.